Hello everyone, welcome back to another Smart Money Sundays. So let's jump right into it. Currently, what we're seeing on DXY is we saw the expansion right into my main POI zone. Right now, what we're anticipating is pretty similar from previous week. Now we did see a push come higher into this POI level, so I want to refine this level down. Right, I'm gonna get rid of all this. Just to make things a little more simpler. Okay. Now, the idea is still the same. I'm expecting some sort of retracement into this key level 101 before another bounce or push higher into the 104 region, all right, which still is untapped. So that is still my key level. But in terms of lower time frames, what I'm looking for is we saw this swept, this previous high sweep, previous weekly high swept, and then we've just been rained by. We've been low volume conditions this week, so the only optimal conditions were on Friday. So most of the week, me and the team did not trade. We only took trades on Friday. So what we're seeing now is another sweep of high, and then basically a range being formed here. Okay, if I illustrate it like this, if this decides to load, let me get rid of this. Let me illustrate like this. It's a bit easier, right? We just have a clear range being formed here. So now, ideally, what I'm looking for is a potential one more push up to range highs, and then a breakdown to lows. And ideally, what you want to be looking for is a acceptance below this level. Okay, a clean rejection from 102.8, and then that is where you want to ideally be looking for DXY weakness. All right, shorts for the dollar. All right, very, very simple setup for this week. All right, I'm expecting more volume come into this week because previous week we had very choppy conditions. Now let's push on to EU. Now let's go on the high time frames first, as always. Now this idea is still very much in play, right? You guys understand there was this clean liquidity. We pushed down into this key level, which I was anticipating. We got right a hit of 1.09. Now I'm looking for a range to be formed here, as you can see, right, to see a potential push up into 1.1 region. Okay, if I push down to the 4 hour, you see we saw a clear rejection. Let me highlight like this, a clear rejection off this key level. Now I'll go on the 1 hour, right, prices basically accepting this level. So what I ideally want to be looking for is another push into 109 and a clear push above. And then this is where I want to see acceptance. Again, similar setup with DXY. Once the acceptance above this level, and then I'm going to be looking for longs come into Tuesday, Wednesday. Ideally, first target is this high, right, at 1.103. And then second target will obviously be the swing target of 1.108. Okay, so that's ideally where I'm looking to play EU this week. Now let's push on to BTC. Now BTC was the main position I took this week with the team. Okay, now if you recall, I was looking for a push above 61.9k, and I said if we accept above this level 62k, we should push higher. Price pushed above, right? But then it was basically didn't see acceptance. It ranged here and then accepted down below. So it wasn't really any bullish indication to go long here. Hence why we stayed out the market. This level failed. So what I was looking for was a sweep of this low from this key level here. Let me illustrate it here. Right, this key low got swept here. Okay, and this is where we, me and the team took longs from. Right, invalidation below the low, and we took partials profits around the 2.2R. You'll see proof of that here on Telegram, as well as mentorship students as well. But that was the main push we saw on Friday. Nice 2R push. Now in terms of what I'm anticipating this week, let me clear up the charts. Okay, let's get rid of all this. Now there is still clear liquidity at 66k. So what I'm looking for now is one more push down here, okay? Because this is a bullish push, right? Now what I want to be looking for is slow momentum, come into this pivotal key level, okay, ideally into the 61k level, and I want to be looking for lower time frame confirmations too long into the 67k region. Okay, this level very much needs to hold here. Okay, this is the most optimal level. I'll be looking for longs in validation below that Friday sweep of the previous week's low. Okay, and then target the highs. All right, very simple setup. Now let's push on to ETH. Now ETH was a little different. ETH has shown more strength. Okay, this was my main POI, if you recall from previous week's video, right? If I clear this up a little, what you'll see here is, right, price, unlike BTC, price did not break this pivotal low here. Okay, which means that ETH is showing more strength. Okay, so ideally I want to be looking for some ETH longs as well, because we broke a structure internally right here to the left, which is showing a bit more strength. So what I wanted to look for is another push into 2390 level, and again, this level needs to hold. We need to see a shift in momentum for me to long back into the $2,700 region. Okay, right, this level needs to very much hold. It's very simple. Okay, that is the main scenario where I'll be looking for high time frame longs, and the RR in terms of risk would be a nice R, 1 to 5, right, which is a high risk to reward position. Okay, which means if you risk $1,000 trade, you make $5,000, right? So that's sort of the idea I'm looking for. Again, I need to wait for confirmation. I want to see a shift in momentum and slow down in sellers here to see that shift and that swing buy if we are to see this setup play out, because this is a higher time frame POI and price is rejecting it. Okay, much better than it is on BTC. So yeah, let's move over to gold. Now gold, if you recall, right, I was looking for range plays on gold, right, on the lower time frame. High time frame, still anticipating looking for swing longs from one of these two POIs, zones, if you don't know what that means. But in terms of range plays, this is what I was looking for, right? I said whichever range liquidity is grabbed first, look for position in the other direction, i.e. if the highs are taken first, then look for shorts. If the lows are taken first, then look for longs. And that is exactly what played out. Lows were taken, and then if you look here, we had another breaker low, right, which is a liquidity grab, and then a push back, acceptance back into the range, okay, which is a very, if you refine this on a little further down, which is a very clean setup. Okay, as soon as price pushed back into range here, all right, let me illustrate this as a breaker structure. You would be looking for longs, right? Swing wise, you'd be looking for something like this, right? But ideally, you want to be looking for higher RR plays, so look for lower time frame confirmations to take that up. I actually missed this setup, but if I were to take this long, then I'd still be holding, because this liquidity is going to likely come and get grabbed. So in terms of what I'm looking for now, right, is if price pulls back lower into 2650, I want to be looking for longs into Monday, Tuesday, into $2,700 region, right? If price pushes straight up, okay, again, I want to be looking for, if we see acceptance back down below, I'll be looking for simple shorts back into the mid-range of this key range. Okay, that's all the intraday plays I'm looking for. Again, in terms of high time frames, I'm still anticipating a pullback into one of my key regions to be swing long. But in terms of now, I think we're just likely going to chop pushes up, and then we chop. So you ideally want to be looking for intraday moves playing the gold range. But that is just today's video. I'm going to keep it short and simple. If you guys did seek value from it, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you on next week's video. Bye bye.